panga mtunzi tiende pamozi tonse a Zambia mtima umozi chikondi chatu palibe kusiyana ndife amozi tieni tipange dziko latu.
Ladies and gentlemen, picture this. A front page scandal breaks across Zambia. Not about missing millions in the Ministry of Health, not about fertilizer tenders handed to ghost companies, not about MPs fighting over brown envelopes. No, the earth-shaking revelation is that President Hakainde Hichilema, brace yourself, actually writes his own speeches. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, apparently literacy has become such a rare commodity in African politics that when a president dares to pick up a pen, newspapers scream Zambians Mock HH like it's a crime scene. Let's just pause here. The headline writers at Must thought they had caught the president red-handed in an unforgivable act, committing grammar without a license. They thought Zambians would gasp in horror. How dare he? Doesn't he know presidents are supposed to recite pre-cooked lines written by faceless advisors? The problem is, we have set the bar so low for our leaders that when one clears it, people don't cheer, they laugh. But let's call this what it is, a cultural hangover. We have grown too used to the type of politicians who cannot string together a coherent sentence without someone whispering it into their ear. You know the type. They read speeches like schoolchildren at assembly, tripping over words, mispronouncing simple terms, and sometimes even falling asleep halfway. That has been normalized. So now, when a president actually takes ownership of his words, instead of seeing diligence, people see comedy. And yet, the joke is on us. Because a leader who writes his own speeches is not just literate, he is accountable. He can't hide behind his speech writers when things go wrong. Every line is his, every word is deliberate. And isn't that the kind of responsibility we keep saying we want in politics? Or do we secretly prefer leaders who outsource their brains and then claim plausible deniability? Think about it, ladies and gentlemen. If the president couldn't write his own speech, the same critics would scream. He doesn't even know what he's saying. He's just a puppet. But now that he writes his own, the critics say, why is he writing? That's strange. You can't win with this crowd. The truth is, the mockery doesn't reveal anything about Hichilema. It reveals everything about how low our expectations of leadership have sunk. Because really, what's next? Are we going to mock a finance minister for knowing how to add numbers? Or laugh at a health minister for recognizing a stethoscope? Maybe in Zambia's political theater, competence has become a punchline and mediocrity the main act. Here is the bottom line. A president who takes pen to paper is not the scandal. The scandal is that we have become so desensitized to poor leadership that genuine effort looks like an oddity. And instead of mocking that, maybe we should ask, why isn't this the norm? Because if the most shocking thing a newspaper can find about the head of state is that he writes, then maybe, just maybe, that's a good sign. So, those laughing at HH for writing his own speeches, the joke is on you. Literacy is not a defect. Responsibility is not a scandal. And leadership, real leadership, begins with owning your words. End of story. Subscribe to Zambian Files, where we say it as it is.